Still seeing some storms out there. Meteorologist Justin Stapleton joining me. I know a lot of folks, dads in particular, are wondering about what the weather's going to be like this weekend on Sunday for sure.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to see some storms on Sunday. I don't think it's going to be as wildly aggressive as what we've had the last couple of days. That low that's been producing day after day after day of these downpours is actually on the move. It's in southern Missouri, so that's better than where it was earlier this week, which was in the panhandle of Texas, right? So closer to us, no good. But this is the last 6 hours. As Andy mentioned, some of those storms are still pounding pretty good up across the north side there. Unfortunately for folks, if you're trying to get dad out on the lake in Lake Livingston, I don't have much better word for you for the next few hours. This is what we've seen over the last 6 hours. You saw it right around town here. It's only been about, a quarter to a half an inch in Sugar Land, but look at that, 2.5 out to Brenham, almost 2 to 3 to 3.5 right there just north of Lake Conroe. So there's an indication that there are still some pretty good storms handling themselves out there. I'll show you in a second. First, though, look at this. This is our Chevy area dealer's camera from right here at the KPR Studios. And notice we got a lot of sunshine, right? So we're done with the rain. I think most of the inner loop were okay. A little darker as you get over towards the east, and especially as you pan your eyes off to the left here towards the northeast, which is where most of the action is. In fact, you can see it on Storm Tracker right here. Let's zoom in a little tighter on these. No warnings on any of these. That's the good news. But, from Brenham to Navasota, as you go across 105, from Conroe, moving its way from there over parts of the lake, for example, then up around parts of Walker County into Madisonville. And then this area here that picked up about 4 to 5 inches earlier today under an aerial flood advisory. That does include part of Trinity County until 6:30 this evening. So let's run the future track and show you what we've got. For the most part, I think we're done after about, let's say, 7, 8 o'clock. Most of this is going to wind down pretty quickly. It thinks that there's stuff over here near Beaumont. There's nothing there right now. So I would say as soon as this is done in your neighborhood here, we're done for the night, and that's the good news. So we should be okay. Now, notice our weather story is going to look like this, though. They're winding down tonight, so if you want to get out for a little late night dinner, you should be just fine. Dad's going to get chased inside from time from the storms. Not all day and all washout, but there will be there, and there's more heavy rain coming later next week, which I'll explain. Our low, which was here earlier in the week, driving all that rain at us, is on the move. It's up into southern Missouri, and so it's going to take a lot of this rain, or at least the heavier stuff, with it, and that's why we can keep the rain chances below about 40–50% going in towards the weekend. Now notice they spike once again by Thursday, which I'll explain in just a second what's happening with that. So let's take it from tonight, go into tomorrow morning. Some spotty weather down around the coast. Yes, could see some early morning storms. It looks like that's where things will concentrate. And then once again, it's just a question of where do they fire up for the afternoon. So that's why I'm going to keep it at about 40% for our tomorrow afternoon forecast. Winds down by the evening, and then as far as this one goes out into Sunday morning, a little okay, but then notice it gets a little aggressive as we get in towards the afternoon. So that's what we'll have to watch for. And this could be an additional, 1 to 2 inches when it's all said and done. So the bottom line is this: earlier in the day, better chances are maybe go have brunch with dad. And then as we get into the afternoon, Andy, we're going to see those storm chances start to pick up once again. So we'll keep them at about 40 to 50% for both Sunday and Monday. And then as we head into your forecast for Monday, Tuesday, much better looking, and then finally start to dry things out by the end of next week.